Yes, last year, greetings, my brethren.
Thank you so much for coming on the show as early as possible.
Thank you.
Live on Facebook and YouTube. Today is another great day, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start the show. And as usual, we have the legendary reggae artist with us today to discuss with you, and, to educate you, and to enlighten you, uh, and inform you of what is going on in our country, Nigeria. We try to bring you the current affairs as much as possible. But today, we have a great topic of discussion. I know that we have invited other guests to join us, but in the meantime, I want you to welcome um, our great, great, great reggae artist, legendary, and we we all know him here on this platform, on this show, on this broadcast media. He's always here to join us. Put his voice out there. Yeah, like I said, we have other guests that are coming to join us today. Our brother is already here with us. I'm gonna quickly bring him on the studio as I welcome uh, our brother, our father, the great, legendary Black All Rise, all the way from the Netherlands. All the way from the Netherlands. Yeah, thank you, sir. That's Black Rise. In the meantime, I'm bringing the other guest and I introduce him before they just say a word of introduction on their own. I welcome also our brother who is a regular he's part of this program. This program Idele-Ero show. And he's not a person that you all know. He was here with us last time. He's here with us today to discuss this very, very crucial and important topic that is going on, that is trending in our country. I have with us Mr. Friday. We know I all the way from Italy. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Black Rise.
Yes, sir.
Introduction.
Greetings, my brethren. We're back again, and this Joe Brown Idele-Ero show, and as usual, we are here to do justice to his topic, which happens to be what we have been experiencing for over a year now. Like Fela would say, no head, no tail. Bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Next is Mr. Friday. You know, here from Italy. Please, your introduction.
Thank you, the presenter and the host. And a great fine evening to listeners and viewers all over the world. This evening, we are here for a crucial issue as it affects all of us. I hope we will be able to do some justice to it so that we can move our nation, our state forward. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. You are very, very free to be part of this program. I'm going to put on your your screen in just a minute the number that you can call on WhatsApp, or you can just go straight to the comment box. I put in your comment. I'll put it also on the screen so that people will see what you are talking about, and then our response to whatever comment, whatever question that you have. Okay, please do not go away. This is the Joe Brown Idele-Ero show. Now, to begin, we have last about a year ago there was coming together all over the nation of the youth and those concerned citizens that came out to protest the police brutality, police brutality on the citizens, innocent citizens. They were being intimidated, they were being harassed, they were being, all kind of, stuff. Our citizens, which was disturbing. And then some people think it wise that this is becoming too much, alarming. So they said they need to protest. That's the only way. That's the only way they can hear their voice to protest. Because people have written, they have done all kind of, eternal, protest. So the people concerned, the officials, the government, let me say it that way, and they didn't. There was no feedback. Nobody listened. So that's why they decided to take to the street and demonstrate nationwide the police brutality. So it is just about a year, and there was an anniversary. People came back out again to try to protest. But this time around, the government were kind of prepared. Let me say so. That means they did all they could to prevent what occurred the last time. And that's why we're here today. Mr. Black O'Right, I wanted to touch on this particular issue. The issue came up last year, and everybody went out. We all know the fallout of that EndSars protest. Now, this is a year, about a year for the anniversary. People also plan to come out to show that not much has actually happened after the protest, after the huge protest last year at EndSars. So, what was the effect of this anniversary that happened a couple of days ago in Nigeria? Mr. Black.
Thank you very much, Idele-Ero. And there is not much effect because, like I said before, no head, no tail. The government is still denying that nobody died in their first outing. Their second outing was almost as the first one, pouncing on the children unnecessarily, disturbing their human rights. The protest is one of those democratic forms. They planted a lot of snipers on the rooftop to shoot at the children at the toll gate. I saw a lot of pictures coming out from the Wednesday outing. And to start with, we just have to let the people know the EndSars, the idea behind EndSars. It's not really ending this special anti-robbery squad people. It's all about bad governance and the salaries of the senators and the representatives. That's all about the EndSars. EndSars was just the thing that the children used, the youths. And now they saw that the youths were really organizing. They were afraid that the youths are going to come together. That's what they're really afraid about. They don't want the youth to be organized. They love us to be disorganized. So this second outing was to try to right the wrong of the first outing. There was a panel set up, no head, no tail, no result. They're still saying nobody died and nobody missing. Whereas the evidence, they are just piling up a lot of evidence to show that they were hiding a lot of things, hiding corpses, And up to date, there's no result from their sitting, from their inquiry. It's a shame. It's a shame that 1 year after, we still don't have anything to show that the government learned something. They didn't learn anything from what happened because there's no accountability. Nobody accused them. They don't have no opposition. The government in power, they are their own opposition. That is the problem. The only one opposition I see is Showore, who is trying to be everywhere, and he can't do it alone. We don't have opposition in Nigeria politics to date. Only the ruling party, they are their own opposition. That's what I see in this second outing. There is no result yet. Nothing to show for it.
So thank you, sir. I will pass on mic to Mr. Idele-Ero to also touch a little bit on that issue. What was the
thank you.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like the title said, 1 year anniversary of the EndSars. What happened? I will tell you categorically that the leaders, authorities, and the police, they saw it as a victory on their part, that they were able to defeat the youth. That is why last Wednesday, the police were out again to disturb people, because when they did it last year, they were not held accountable. They've not been able, nobody has been able to stretch a point that 1 or 2 of the policemen or any person in authority has to be accountable for anything. That is why they come up with various excuses. Nobody died, no live bullet was used. These are all we have. They have not learned anything, and nothing has really changed. The police, you see them still very arrogant along the highway, extorting people. What really call for their EndSars protest? They are still doing it. But I will tell you, these things has belong with Africa man. It is in our community, our society, in our state. If you ask me, I will tell you the youth are too respectful to the authority. They don't ask the authority any question. They look at any constituted authority as a fountain of life. That is where they can get hope and favor. With that, they become very servile, excessively respectful. That is why they trade on the youth. They throw them here and there. Unless we continue to ask questions and stand for your right, we are not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's a
Thank
good
you.
way. The Rastafarian, we got to stand up for our right. Thank God we have with us here today the great reggae star all the way from the Netherlands, Mr. Black Rice, because we'll talk about that. We got to stand up for our right. I think that's for you. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Now, a year after the EndSars, that EndSars was, let me say, it was well planned by the youth that they were going to occupy the country if the federal government doesn't address the issue of police brutality, in our country. A lot has been going on. We all know the fallout of it. And then we were waiting because the federal government promised to address the issue by setting up one committee or the other to look into it. And we have not, I don't know about you guys, maybe you need to tell me. I haven't heard anybody, some policemen being apprehended or prosecuted, one way or the other for the atrocities they have been committed. We know them. We know them. So, and the citizens has been out here waiting, and nothing has actually happened. Nothing happened. So, what does that mean? Coming back out this time around, we see in the major cities, major towns of Nigeria, with armored tanks and every other gadgets they put out there, so that they will hinder whoever is going out there to protest and all that. I know that they arrested some folks. I know one of our boys from Benin, one of our activists as well, who went to Lagos to try to join the protest. I saw him on social media where he was being harassed and arrested. I mean, I'm talking about who is the founder of One Law Foundation. He was arrested in Lagos. So actually, nothing actually happened to them. They were prepared. They were waiting. They know people were going to come out again. For the anniversary, just like June 12th. Every June 12th, try to kind of come out and protest. All that. So something like that. This is a similar issue. Now, where do we go from here? The government are not responsible enough to know that they are responsible. I mean, they are supposed to be responsible to the citizens. They're supposed to be answerable to the citizens, not just sweeping issues of this nature under the carpet. So, what do you guys have to say? Are we going to continue like this? How long do we continue like this? The people are being brutalized, people are being killed, without anybody coming out to say something. At least the government officials to come out and say either they are apologizing or they are trying to find a way to stop the brutality. But that one has not happened. The only thing I heard was that the squad, the special squad, was disbanded, and they automatically or immediately they replaced it with some other, a squad again. They just kind of changed the name, but the people are still the same, and the brutality continues. The oppression continues. Where do we go from here? Anybody, any one of you, sir?
It's a pity that we are thinking of where we go from here. There is no way we're going. We are not going anywhere soon because the people who are perpetrating this evil, they ain't sleeping, they ain't resting. So ours, we are not going to go anywhere. We're going to keep on disturbing them. That's the truth. So to say what do we do for it? We cannot do anything. We don't have armored tanks. The youths, they don't have their own guns. Even the Dane guns they inherited from their parents have been seized by the police. We don't have anything to protest by. And protest that we do is peaceful protest. Just go marching. At least Muhammadu Buhari did when Jonathan was in power. They occupied Ojota for almost 3 days. So what's wrong going to close down this bloody toll gate for half a day or for a day? They're after their money, economy. They're after their money they are making from the toll gate. And the toll gate, the road is as narrow as anything to go to Ekpe, and they pay twice to get to Ekpe. What are you collecting those funds for? You see, a lot of questions. We are not just talking about EndSars now or where we go. We are talking about bad governors, bad politicians. We want those politicians to hands down, hands off our treasury.
Yeah, because like you said earlier, EndSars is just it was just a title of the protest.
That's right.
Actually, the goal is to let them know that we have bad governance in the country. We are all yearning. We are yearning, and expecting good governance. To whom much is given, much is expected.
That's
They
right.
have a lot of resources, available to them, but they are not putting them to use. They don't utilize it. The people are suffering. There's a lot of hunger in the society. There's a lot of suffering going on. People don't have jobs. The youth don't have jobs, and if there are no infrastructure, there's no companies whatsoever. So they don't have where. So the EndSars, like you said, it was just a title to cover that protest of bad governance. Bad governance. That's the real deal. People are not living in peace. There is violence everywhere. There is terrorism everywhere in Nigeria. Nigeria it has become the hub of terrorists. Of terrorism in Africa generally. Nigeria has become the hub of terrorism. So no peace. The people have no peace. You are not giving them jobs. They are hungry, and yet you are not giving them peace. What are you doing? What is your responsibility to the citizen? This is my question.
Yes.
Thank you. Let me cut in a little here. Like speaking from the side of the government, let me borrow this word from Chino Achebe. He said, Kennedy Bear said, as men have learned how to shoot without missing, it has learned how to fly without perching. The government, like what I said before, considered what happened last year as a victory. They are trying to perfect how to suppress the people. That is why in the anniversary you see armor tanks and the heavy machine gun here and there. Just to bring in threat, telling us that they will do worse, more than what they did last time. That is why this year the anniversary was not too great like what it was last time. So the government, they are happy on their side that they've been able to bring the people under their control. But where do we go from here? In Italy, they said a Rome was not built in a day. Yes. I just pray our people to be informed. Once they are informed, they know where to target. Like the series of protests we have had in Nigeria, I want to tell you one secret. It is a protest against the rich. If it is in Benin, you see them going towards Apple Road and GRA. If it is Lagos, you see them going towards Lekki. And in other big cities, go to where the rich people really have themselves, house themselves. It has been a protest between the rich and the poor, because the rich people we have today in Nigeria, they are the ones stealing our patrimony, the wealth of the nation. They are the ones stealing it. That is why any protest that is organized is just towards them. Like the answer, like what Black Rice has said, actually, it is not a protest against the police. No. The police and the people, they were already in accord in the field during the protest. People will bring food, the protesters and the police, they share, eat together, drink together, move together. It was the government forces who used hoodlums to distort everything. But I want to tell you, if there is protest, let us look at the lifeline what sustained the government. That is why the Niger Delta Avengers, they were able to bring the government to submission, because they were attacking the economic nerve of the country. Attacking pipeline, no oil production, no oil export. The government become grounded. They have no option than to dialogue. That is how we have this very NDDC, because the people were attacking the source of income to the government. Then let us see our people. What will come next time? Maybe by the time they now target the government, not destroying property, vandalism, no. The source of income. Here in a civilized world, if you don't go to work, there is a strike. The government will lose money because of the tax we are paying. But in our place, in Nigeria, they are not interested in your tax. They are harvesting the natural resources and keeping it to themselves. So I hope we are learning.
Well, yeah, thank you
We
so
are
much.
learning. We
Let
will
me
get there.
the opportunity to introduce another guest on the show today. This is his first appearance on the Idele-Ero show. I know him very well. He's a media guy. He was well represented in the media in Benin City, Nigeria, before he came abroad. He's also living in Italy at the moment. Like I said, he was a staff of the Edo Broadcasting Service, Benin City, Nigeria. He's also a great activist. He represents the people very well as well, just like we all here do. We represent the people, where they are oppressed, and whenever they cannot speak, we try to speak for them on their behalf. Introducing to you on this very platform today for the first time, Mr. Austin Iwood. Welcome to the Idele-Ero show. And I will want you to say hi to the people as well as members of the discussion.
Thank you very much for having me on your program today, and thank you, everybody. It's nice to be here. I would say I've been listening and I've been in the background for a while now. It has been a very lovely program, and I pray by God's grace, the purpose of the program and what we are all trying to do back home in Nigeria, we will all succeed and we'll all get it by God's grace. Thank you very much.
God bless you. I'm glad that you have been listening to the program. Since you're just coming in, and for the purpose of the audience, the program, the topic of discussion today, just in case you want to join us, you want to contribute from the comment box or something, or if you need to call us by the time I post the phone number to call. We are talking about the EndSars protest that was tried in Nigeria about a year ago. The youth came out and organized the EndSars to end the police brutality. It was just a title, according to our legendary radio star, Mr. Blackwright. That was just a cover of the youth and everybody's protest of dissatisfaction of the governor, that we are having bad governance. We yearn for good governance. We deserve good governance in that country. We have all the resources available, to the federal government or the state or local government. Yet there is nothing to write home about in spite of all those huge resources. That's the reason for the protest. The people are tired. They are being brutalized. They are being oppressed. There is violence everywhere. There's armed robbery, kidnapping, and all sort of violence. If you go to the northern part of Nigeria, people can't go to sleep. They can't just go to sleep. They're not even closing their eyes because they don't know what's going to happen next. We have Boko Haram, we have bandits, we have Fulani herdsmen. These are all terrorist groups. Like I said earlier, Nigeria has become a hub of terrorism in Africa. We are going to talk about all these bad government. It's not just the EndSars. Like you said, the EndSars is just for us to have, a title to bring out, to voice out our dissatisfaction on the present government. Mr. Iwood, you are the newcomer, and you have listened to the beginning of this program, and you are still here with us. So, what did you have to say a couple of days ago, there was an anniversary of this project, and it looks like nothing happened. It looks like so because the federal government again they use their mind by bringing out armored tanks and all that to intimidate the people, to harass the people from voicing out their dissatisfaction of the government. What do you have to say, sir?
I would say it's so sad for a government that's supposed to be for the people, and that does not become the same government who not treat the citizens who voted them into different offices. They are not treating the citizens like animals. In a country where you and I live, you see the people are the one that has the will. The people are the one that the government obey, and not the people that obeys the government. The government obey the people rather than the people obeying the government. But in a country where me and you come from, it's so sad that we do not understand what democracy is all about, because I keep saying it, democracy is not the black man's thing. The earlier we realize this, the better for all of us. Because you know why? If you see, right from even the primary, the secondary school, or even from the beginning, the black man was never taught to have an independent mind. If you see, look at your children where they are, where they school. From their school, they are the one that elect their class prefects, their school prefects. So they, from that young age, already have the mind that the people that we serve us, we are the one that vote them into offices. When they go there, they come to serve our interests. But in Nigeria, people do not have that. What we have is only people who come later, give us money, where we were never taught from the primary or secondary school level. In the primary school, it is the teachers that give us school prefects. They impose prefect on us, whether class or the school prefect on us. Even from the secondary school to even the higher institution, we don't elect people to serve us. So even to when we now get to this government level, we are talking about democracy, because we were not taught, and this is not part of us. We are just that's why if you see when you are trying to question your leaders in Nigeria, some people see it as something that is wrong. In government, in school, when I was in public school, they said our politicians, our governor, local government chairman are there to serve us. If you see where you are now, you see where a young child can even write his counselor, write a letter to his local government chairman, write a letter to his governor, and they respond immediately. Because why? They know that these people are there to serve them. But me and you, who are you that will write a letter to a local government chairman and you'll be expecting a response? They don't even care. Do you even get to even see your counselor in your ward to stay with you? No. This EndSars protest is show to you that the government is really scared of the unity of the people. And when we set up people, the youth, the Nigerian government, the Nigerian political class are majorly scared. They are scared of the Nigerian youth. And they are scared of the unity of the Nigerian youth. And that's why one of the things they do, that's why if you look over the years, they make politics so scary that people now see politics is a dirty game. I always tell people, politics is not a dirty game. It is the politicians that makes it dirty. And why do they do that? They did it so that to scare the people away, to scare sane people, the same mind like you and me, from going and getting involved in politics. They make it so scary for even the youth with same mind. And that's why you see what they do. They try to attract talks. They try to attract the illiterates who see power as everything, who don't see that position, that don't talk about leadership. Leadership is an act of service. They see people, they attract people who just see that, let me go there to get power. Attract them in, give them power to now start oppressing the people, to use them to guard themselves. That's why in those states where you and I came from, you see where before now you see them empowering the so-called lion and the tiger. You see them giving some local government chairman, people who are not supposed to even be close to the corridor of power. Are people ruling over us? Then how do we expect them to treat us like human beings?
I got you. Let me quickly, stop you right there, Mr. Iwo. Your points are real valid. It's kind of related to what we are talking about. Now, you said democracy is not African, right?
Yes.
Or let me just narrow it down. It's not a part of us in Nigeria. Democracy, there's a definition on that one. That means we have a different way of government or governance before we were introduced to democracy, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
think
Yes.
that's number one. Then number two here, what you are talking about is that we are the people who are supposed to participate, in elected position that bring them into the corridors of power, do not. They are hesitant because they're scared. Because the government over time has been using these scary tactics to scare away people who are better qualified to give us safety, But rather, all we are seeing is unqualified unqualified touts, that are now coming to power who have no clue of governance. And all they are interested in is their, what they call, stomach infrastructure in Nigeria per se. Now, all these are put together in the protest because we have that bad governance. But guess what? All of us are guilty of it. The reason why I say that is people, those of us who are enlightened, are supposed to enlighten others. Give them the information that, look, you take 1,000 naira today, right? You take 1,000 naira today. What do you think about tomorrow? We need to tell them that 1,000 naira is not enough to sell your tomorrow. I'm not going to say conscience. Everybody know that the conscience is already gone. So, but tomorrow is being sold with 1,000 naira given to you by unqualified politicians, hoodlums. I call them hoodlums because they are hijacking the power. Mr. Black Rice, I wanted to address this issue because EndSars, like you said, is just a cover page on bad governance, on the protest of the people, bad governance. How do we overcome all this? Mr. Black Rice, are you there? Okay, it looks like his system is frozen. Mr. Gunawaya, are you listening to me?
Yes,
thank you.
It's a pity still having the problem of hearing.
Okay. Mr. Gunawaya, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Actually, you asked, how do we now educate our people? One thing is, if you advise a wise man, he will appreciate you. But if you advise a fool, he will hate you. He will hate you. In Africa context, I know democracy is foreign to us, but there are a lot of foreign things we have learned and perfected it. But in the case of governance, the system is seen as a trade, a means of livelihood. The few that are on top, the elite, they are now pressing everybody. There is an adage in Benin, or where no delta fence say, they try to keep the youth, not only the youth, the masses. Excuse me, we have some old men that are still indicated. Yeah, they are trying to keep the masses in a poverty line. That anytime they stretch out 500 naira or 1,000, they will see it as a means of surviving, not knowing that the money they are handling over to them is their own money. Yes, the structure in Nigeria today makes every setup is now impoverished, very poor. The educational system, the health, social, everything. That the few ones that are able to climb the ladder, you see them very attractive. They are very attractive. When you see the attractiveness is there, the attractiveness is there that they have a swollen bag, a swollen pocket. They can hand over peanut to 100 or thousands of persons in a day. They will now see them as Lord. Actually, there is need for us to re-educate ourselves. As you said, all of us we are guilty. Yes. There is need for all of us to re-educate ourselves. Like a general saying, is when the desirable is not available, the available becomes the desirable. Some people think that politics is a dirty game. They now stay long away from politics. Then who do they leave it for? Automatically, it goes to the admirals. Yeah, it goes to the admirals. By the time we stop, excuse me, it's echoing. By the time we refuse to participate, then any person in the field will now carry the day. Yes, let us, all of us, be involved. How our state should be governed, how the nation should be governed. It does not really mean that one has to be in a ballot box or paper. However, make your impact known. Help to campaign. Tell the people the truth and where to go forward. I think that is a kind of education. All of us need to be involved. If not, the mediocres will continue to be placed in place of credit when the credits are not available. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Blackrice, can you hear us? Mr. Blackrice. Hello there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Are you with us?
Yeah, you know, except that the question is to respond, appropriately. So, what was your question?
Well, if you are listening to us, if your device is back online, well, we were talking about Mr. Idele-Ero, who joined us, talk about the bad governance, that the government is a democracy. Actually, is not an African. It's not part of our culture. We do not know nothing about democracy. It was introduced to us by the Westerners. And with that, I guess he was trying to say that that's the reason why we are unable to cope with it. We don't know what it is. We don't know the actual definition of democracy. Otherwise, if we do, then we are doing the wrong thing. We are practicing it the wrong way, if I get him right, correctly. So now, what he is saying is that the way and manner people are being elected into the corridor of power in our country is wrong. Because, first of all, he said people think democracy, or rather politics, is a dirty game. He said, no, it's not a dirty game, that it is the people that makes it dirty. And I agree with that as well, because there's nothing dirty in politics. What makes it dirty is the people. Because we allow the wrong people continuously to be in the corridor of power. We give them the chance to be there all the time. So we do not have choice. When they come after us, with their money, or with the police or so their military, to oppress people, we have no choice because we give them the chance. When they have no clue, they don't have anything to do, the only thing they can resort to is oppression, to oppress people. They have impoverished the people. People are hungry. There is terrorism everywhere. Terrorism. Nigeria is the hub of terrorism. There's no doubt about it. Because that's where we have the, what do you call it, the Boko Haram. We have the bandits. We have the Fulani herdsmen. All these are the same. Bandit, whatever, they are all the same. They are all terrorist groups. We got to understand. There's nothing, no two ways about it. They are all terrorist groups. So that's what he was talking about. And then Mr. Gunoma here also told us that the way people accept money, is the reason why the real people are not elected into the corridors of power, and the people who are supposed to be qualified are scared. They have been using the scared tactics on us. So we wanted to talk about it, sir. How do we overcome all these challenges going on in Nigeria? If your device is still not okay, Mr. I will. Can you please say something on how?
The truth of the matter.
Yes.
The truth of the matter, as I said before about the
Yes,
issue
my
of,
brother. If I just can pick one or two things that came into my ear. Yeah, I don't understand what is happening. It's just
What do you guys
well,
think?
I'm not hearing anybody anymore. I think I want to say that I just want to respond to a few things I heard, that the people are to be blamed for everything that the government is doing. That is not true. We don't have, you can't blame us, because even when we voted for somebody, they are going to count the phone once. Can you blame it back on us? We are not in charge. We are not, we're not, they say he who pays the piper dictates the tune. We can count many times that our vote had not counted, and their votes were not counted. You cannot blame the youth for putting those in the corridor of power, or because of their hunger, they accept 1,000 naira. That is exactly what the politicians want you to do with your people. Blame them for everything, blame them. But you forgotten that your parents will tell you, if you're angry, I will beat you. And if I am angry, I will still beat you. So the kids have no way out than to submit. That's what they try to do to us.
You remember last week we talked about
we have people have them. We are not
okay,
the
thank you so
people.
much. That
Few
answers that question.
organizations,
It looks
these
like
youth organize themselves so well.
sir.
Well, I can't hear you, but I just.
Okay. As I was saying, I would like you to come again with your question, sir, because
okay. Now the question is, in all this, we have been talking about, every time we'll be talking about the government go in the corridor of power, the way they oppress the people that elected them into the corridor of power. First of all, the electoral process itself, is a fault, is faulty because when you allow people to give bribe to the people who are going to elect the king, what does that tell you? I mean, so and the people themselves collect the bribe and allow themselves to be used again. So we really don't know. But all this roller coaster thing is it doesn't have no end. There is no end to it. So that's what I'm saying. How do we overcome? How do we overcome all these challenges? You know. So you yourself, you all of us here, we know that the problem of that country is, I mean, it's nothing but those that are ruling, that are leading us. You know, from the president to the governor to the chairman of the local government, everything. They are all. I believe they have no clue. We cannot. None of them. They have no a good stock at all. At the end of the tenure, all they do is to steal and disappear. Disappear.
The,
So,
the, the, the truth is this. First, I will start by there is no secret to success. There is only a system to success. What we have is a systematical problem, and these things has been there for years. And whatever things we're seeing today is the evidence of what has been there for years. If you look, if
your
you
phone,
look some years ago, even before we came to democracy, during military regime and all that, when Nigeria was really Nigeria, when everything was going well, in the 70s, the 60s, and all that, we didn't really have a plan for the future. And this is why I have challenge with this thing has to not just only with the Nigerian, it has to do with the black man. We do not really work with the plan. We do not really see something about the future. We only think the black man only thinks about what he's going to get now. If you settle down and ask, even most of them that are saying they want to vow for position in Nigeria now, what is your 10, 15, 20 years plan? Majority of them can't tell you anything at all. They only just to get there, get money, build house, buy expensive cars, marry and get how many women they want to get. That's all. That's why I said democracy is not just an African thing. If you see, for you to see, get to a level where we need to ask ourselves one question as Africans, especially as Nigerians. What do we really want? And how do we go about it? Because we are talking about democracy. If you come out to today and talk about anything about any traditional ruler or any pastor or whatever, you see the way the people will attack you. Because why? We do not believe in democracy. You understand? Because they don't see it as you can question either your political leaders, your religious leaders, or traditional rulers. When we are talking about democracy, as powerful, sorry to say, sir, as powerful as the Queen of England, people still come out openly and say things when she does when she does not take the right step or do the right thing. But where you and I are from, you can't. If you do that, it is even people that the whole thing you are trying to do will benefit, will even be the one that will even come out openly to fight you or beat you up. So what we have is that most Nigerians do not have an independent mind. And for you to talk about democracy, for you to effect a change, the people must have the independent mind to do the right thing. Because most people are they are either relying on somebody, waiting for one leader somewhere, waiting for one traditional ruler somewhere, waiting for one religious leader somewhere to influence them negatively, because most of them do not influence positively. I asked somebody a question one day. What is the benefit of the traditional institution to the Nigerian people today? And nobody was able to answer me. A simple question. And yet we know how much of money, how much of the Nigerian people money that go into that section on a yearly basis. And this we need to sit down as a people. I see it every time. It's not just only the political class. We as a people need to sit down and ask ourselves a lot of questions, because we keep diverting money, putting billions and millions of money into things that does not benefit the people at all. The people do not get anything. They don't create employment. They don't do anything that will affect even their domain, nothing. And yet we put a lot of money into there every day. So that's why I say democracy is not our thing. And another way again.
So let me take you up on that real quick. So if democracy is not an African thing, well, which of us said do you think we succeed? Because you talk about system. Which other system of governance do you think we will embrace to be successful, so that people will be happy?
When it comes to choosing a system, because it has to do with the people are the one to decide on the kind of system that they want. See, when you come together on the right table and agree on a particular thing, is very easy for you to also be totally dedicated to that thing, for you to give your all, and for you to also abide by that thing, because you were part of the decision making. But what we are practicing today, most Nigerians do not know anything about it. That's why it's difficult for even most Nigerians to also follow, to also say. So the people are the one that decide the kind of system they want, the kind of government or whatever that they want, and how they must be ruled. When they decide on how they must be ruled, it is difficult. It is very easy for us to hold whoever people we elect in those positions, in those offices, are accountable, because we are part of it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Idele-Ero.
Yeah, thank you. Because I was even trying to observe Mr. Ero.
Yeah.
Actually, like I said before, we have a lot of foreign things that we learned in Africa that we can do even as much as well as the way they are doing it. Even the language which we are using in communicating, it is not our language. We learned it, and we have achieved some perfection in spoken English. Democracy, as it stands today in the world, I think it's the best system of government that involves every citizen participating. But the way it is being cornered in Nigeria is quite different. Generally, in a class, we say democracy is a government of the people, by the people, for the people. But in Nigeria, our democracy is a government of help your friend and punish your enemy. Yeah, as I'm speaking today now, if I'm fortunate to become, no, let me say the other way around. If Idele-Ero is elected as a governor in our state, all of us were from Edo, tomorrow I will retire from Europe here. I'm going back home. Because Idele-Ero is my brother, is my friend. Then he will punish those who never support him while he was campaigning, and then his government will favor those of us that supported him. That's how I count that definition. Help your friend and punish your enemy. Actually, the masses are complaining. During election, the masses has nothing to offer than their vote. But some people outside being contested brought out their money, decided to buy this vote for his person to emerge as a winner. At the end, that person has to be repositioned, has to be positioned before anything, has to be reimbursed for the money he has spent. I think democracy can thrive well in Nigeria if all of us decide to participate actively, not leaving it for mediocres. It is the mediocre that are running it today. That is why Joe and I are complaining.
That is correct. That is very correct. Mr.
That is why we are complaining. This person that's supposed to be there is not there. And those of us supposed to support him never supported him, and he lost out. You say politics is a dirty game. No, it's not, as you said. It's not a dirty game. No matter how unattractiveness people try to make it, let us take a resolute and stand for our own future and our children. If not, it will come to a point that we will not have a place to call our country.
So sorry to say,
Yes.
sir. Do most Nigerians even believe that they even have a future? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. People can only
Excuse
fight
me,
for what
excuse
they
me,
believe they
excuse
have,
me.
sir.
Yeah, excuse me. I want to tell you, 5 of us here now in this very platform, I want to convince you that all of us, we have a belief, we have a future. We believe we have a future, all of us here.
Yes.
The people you are seeing there, I made statements before now. The elite, the political elite, have reduced them below poverty line. That anything you give to them, they see it as a fortune. Can somebody give you 500 naira to go and vote? No.
Okay. So
you will bring out money, you will bet.
They see their right as a privilege.
Excuse me. Those people, they are not opportune like you and I. We should understand this thing. Many persons, listen, from the way you are talking, you have had the opportunity to go through the primary school, through the secondary, and through tertiary institution or university. Okay, most of us, yes. But there are a lot of guys there. They never had opportunity to go through the primary, secondary, and university. Please don't allow them, don't think they will think like you. Never you think like that. That's why we have to go out as a vanguard, educate these people, try to tell them the right and the wrong, and the best thing to do. That is why it needs everybody participation. Like those of us in diaspora, sometimes we don't go home and vote, but we are able to influence our family members back home. This is the best way to go. This is the best way to go. And that he played a very positive role, electoral result outcome for Obaseki. If you look at the political class, elite, most of them, they never wanted Obaseki.
Yes, yes.
It is me, you, Ero, Rice, and many other persons like us in the diaspora, and those that have the understanding back home, we were able to galvanize our resources together, mobilize our people. This is the way. That is why Ogbane really become, Otogba becomes Ogbane. Yeah, all of us have a role to play. Democracy is the best way to go. If you have to look at the pre-colonial period, where the traditional rulers are ruling, they are like second God. You don't question them. But in Africa system, any leader, any part, you see the leader, whether it is in the church, in the traditional, in the government, they are not too good to their followers or to the people. Who sold our brothers and sisters into slavery? Are they not the leaders we had at that time? Are they not?
Yes, yes.
They were not. It was not people from blues. They are our common patrimony now. The Nigeria wealth. Who is stealing it today? Is it not our leader? The same thing applies to the church. Look at the pastors we have today. They are all billionaires.
Let me stop you here, Mr. Groya.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, listen. Thank you so much for your points. You know, you got a lot of interesting points that you are making. This is what we are driving at. Mr. Black Rice, can you hear us, sir? Mr. Black Rice, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I know you were saying that you probably didn't get the question we're asking.
You said democracy, you talk.
If you listen to the two last speakers, and then I want you to draw your own point out of there.
I have
You know?
issues. I have a very big issue with your audio. I can't hear every.
You can hear me, guys.
Again, I don't know.
Yeah,
Can
like
you hear me?
okay, Ero. The problem is I don't know what is happening to your audio there.
Okay. But
I don't know
let's
if it is my fault or my side. I don't know exactly where things are going wrong. I can't hear everyone. Are you all hearing me well?
Yeah, your voice is very clear. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Mr. Iworo, are you there?
Are you
Yes,
guys
sir.
hearing
Yes, sir.
me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, sir.
I am thinking there's some kind of network issue with
You don't hear me?
agent device. His device is probably acting up. Otherwise, everybody else can hear me. Even at the beginning, he heard me very well, and he made valid contribution to the topic. So it looks like something is wrong. I don't. Mr. Black Rice, can you exit and then how do I say? Just go ahead and shut down your device and bring it back on. Kind of restart it and see whether that will help, because everybody else is hearing my voice on this.
Yeah, I've been trying to respond.
Okay. That's
But I don't think
the
you guys are hearing me. If you are hearing me, say you're hearing me, and I can continue to talk. I don't want to talk
Yeah,
to
we are
myself.
hearing. I hearing.
We can hear you. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. You guys are talking about democracy, that is the best way in Nigeria. And, yeah, that democracy is the best way to go, is the in thing and all. It's very good. But who are the people playing those democracy? Those are the people. It is not in theory. That's our problem in Nigeria, in Africa as a whole. And go to the field and producer. We are not taught to think for ourselves, for the progress of ourselves. No, we have been trained to just know things, respond to it, and start to forward like that. It's not playing it the right way. If you say democracy is the best way to rule, people, then when you give it to people like the people there now, then you're modeling up the whole issue. So we are all in this. We are in the problem. We are in a big problem in Nigeria because the people give the political batting to democratic batting to. They are not playing it the right way. We have the zoning system. We have the quota system. They don't have it in America. They don't have it in other civilized democratic countries. Our problem in Nigeria is not democracy. It's the people that we are following, the people they gave the power to. We didn't actually fight for our independence. That's the problem. That's the big problem, because we are building on a faulty foundation. We're not talking. They want us to blame ourselves. We want to blame the youth. We want to blame the people who take in money. Yes, the only way they can get their money is by you giving a little bit out of what you have stolen. That's the way me are saying. Politics. Me, I'm not a politician. I'm just a victim of their own mismanagement. That is it. But I know each time they go contrary to what is supposed to be, I don't.
Okay. Mr. Iworo,
Yes, sir.
here.
The zones, those are the issues.
We talked about those last week.
Democracy. the democratic setting, constitution, and the rule. What refused because you know, and it's
Sir, if you are hearing me, your end.
that's MSC. That's how I just independent proceed.
Last week we talked about the system of election. Remember, we talked about now that is I just passed a bill. I just passed a bill for direct primary. That's what we talked about last week. And we just passed a bill for direct primary. That is giving opportunity for the people to make their own choice. Mr. Iwara, you were not with us now. I guess go back to you or
I didn't hear you clearly, well, sir.
did you hear me clearly?
No, I didn't hear you clearly.
All right. What I'm saying is last week, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
I said last week, our main topic here was a bill passed by the Senate, right? For direct primaries, for all political parties. That means they are trying to give opportunity to all card carrying members of political parties to participate in nominating before the election. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Good. So that was the topic we had last week. So how we were trying to debate it whether it is a better way to go. I believe it's a better way to go. Even though it is going to be more expensive because our people are hungry. We are trying to get them out of poverty, out of hunger. But I know they still need that money. They still need that money. So the money is very expensive to our people, whether it is direct or indirect. We debated that last week. So, but in your own way, you said democracy is not African system. But now the system has been able to come up with a bill that says all card carrying nomination. Remember, nomination is the key. If you nominate idiot, guess what? That is who we are going to vote for. Or if you nominate intellectuals, right, that know what they are doing, those are the people that we elect in the general election to president. I think that's part of what Mr. Black was talking about. You were not here. We debated that last week. What do you have to say? Don't you think that would be a better way to go for everybody to actively participate in the nomination process? Mr. Iwo.
First of all, sir, I always laugh at the Nigeria Senate or the electoral body INEC when they come out with some things. Let's ask ourselves a simple question. How much you vowed for a position before. You know how much it takes for somebody to even say you want to become a local government chairman in Nigeria, not just local government, a councillor. You know how much it takes to even get the form before you even get nomination. You know how much you will spend. If you say you want to make it open, have they talked about reducing the amount of money to get the form? That should be the main focus, not even saying this or that. No, if they really want to say they are sincere with themselves, why do we need to spend such huge amount of money to get form for? Why? The same INEC that the federal government gives so much huge amount of money every year, then why are they asking for such amount of money, even from the political party? So see, the way our political parties are being formed, especially the two political parties, the APC and the PDP, it will be almost impossible for somebody who do not want to play their ball to get the ticket. If you see, let me use our Obaseki as a case study. You see somebody who became a governor under the APC some years ago. Now, because they wanted somebody like, sorry, permit me to use the word, they wanted an Agbero like them, who they will just push around and they do things anyhow, that they don't know due process. They don't know somebody who's supposed to do things lawfully. Because this man refused to follow them, the lion and the tiger where they unleash touts on the masses to collect ticket money and other. Because he refused, let us do something right. What did the APC do? The same person who they made, who became a governor under their political party, they only came out and said the results are not okay. These are not okay. These are not okay. They did everything to frustrate him, just to push him out. As a sitting governor, where they also know the part of the government. As if that's not enough again, he went to PDP. You know how long it took him for PDP to even accept him. They don't want to talk about that. We know a lot of things that went underground, a whole lot of negotiation. Even when he became a governor under the PDP, you know one of the main reasons why we not have commissioners in the state for almost a year now, because of this. Their nonsense politics, that internal politics. So you see, we have a challenge, and you see, so sometimes if you are not in, you understand what I'm talking about. It takes only somebody who has been totally, fully part of a political party to understand the challenge that we have. It's a peculiar challenge, and the challenge is so complex. It's so complex that it will only take we as a people being totally coming into totally revolutionize everything for us to get a solution. I keep saying it time and again, PDP or APC or the political parties we have now, because of the way they were formed, the foundation can never give us any solution. Even if you bring Jesus Christ now to come and rule under any of the political party, Jesus Christ will be handicapped. I'm telling you the truth. He will be totally handicapped. He can't do anything. Because the demons in some parties are the position that they are holding, that they bend them, that they must do their will. It's not funny, you see how PDP has been having some kind of internal issue now, just because a governor refused to play their ball. Is this man working for the people? Yes. Because why? None of the political parties totally care about the people. They don't care about you and I. The only thing is them. Because why? It is only in Nigeria you see where you see somebody who has been a politician, who see it as a job for over 20, 30 years. They will just be there. They don't do nothing. They don't have any investment. Don't have any life anywhere. When they are through, they hand over to their children. That's why we keep recycling leaders from one particular family, one particular clan, one particular group. They just keep recycling. Because we have a man who just say, let's do things right. Everybody, let's work. The people's money must be used for the people. They just want to die. They just want to do everything to make sure they put everything elsewhere. So when you settle down and look at the way we run politics in the country, even the political parties, you see that they are saying this is open to all. It's just a man word. It's just a joke. You know the country where you and I come from. We don't have people to enforce law. It is not just only enough to pass law. Who to enforce this law? This is the issue.
Let's go to it. Let's go to it. My question, all this we are saying is okay, but my question now is, how do we overcome all these fundamental issues? You know, all these issues, the wrong foundation that we have right on one in this democratic system. Now, if I see one way, I see one way that we can go. I want all of us to talk about, suggest. I want all of us to make suggestions on where to go to overcome all this, so we can come out of it and now have people who are actually determined to bring about good governance in that country. first of all, is the electoral process. You know, the power, the real power belongs to the people. The real power belongs to the people. And how do the people use their power? The power of the PVC. The PVC, you know, I don't have the card to demonstrate it here. The PVC, you know, that card that they give to you, you know, to vote is your power. Now, the Senate is saying that begins on the primaries. Primaries. That is how to nominate those who will stand for election in all the political parties. So, if the people can hold on strong to that, right? Believe me, that would be the beginning of the blessing of democracy for the people, where the people will now enjoy dividends. Because if you elect the right people, the right thing will actually be done. It is because we have had continuously to wrong people because of that.
Sorry to say, sir. Sorry to say, I have to quickly just a little, sir. If you need to say want to nominate people from the ward level where they can get a lot of things or not that the rights. The truth, you vowed for a position before, sir. You tried to go for a position before. You know what came out of you. The truth is this, sir. See, the way everything about politics in Nigeria is being structured presently, it is difficult for somebody who has not stolen wealth from anywhere in the process or anywhere, whether outside or within the system, to emerge. Because what it will take from you, sir, if you get there, the first thing that will come to your mind is how to make back your money.
How many people have that mindset? Listen to me, sir. Excuse me, I get what you're saying. That is what people think. That is what they think. That when you get there, you first get that money. So, in other countries, civilized countries as well, they do spend money. You know, they spend money actually, and the people also support.
Like what we did for Obaseki. That's why he did not put too much, because while you and I were able to support him, because we see him as a same. So sorry for me to use the word though. Most of the people we have among the political class, NASA, they are mentally not okay. Because I don't know why an individual we go and borrow huge amount of money that is meant for the people, use it to enrich yourself and family, and you now impoverish your people, and you think that you will have peace at the end of the day. Sometimes it takes only somebody who is not mentally okay to do such a thing. That's why I wish I have the rights. I would have also advocate for them to be running brain tests for a lot of our political leaders, sincerely speaking, because the way they think and reason, sir, they are not normal.
I see Mr. Economia is poised to say something.
Thank you very much, Idele-Ero. The issue of primary, I remember vividly last week I submitted that it is a plot to weigh down the youth and against the Southerner in the presidential election. But at the state and local government election, it's a plot to remove the newcomers and the youth because they don't have the big bag to really challenge people that have really stolen our wealth. So that is what Mr. Austin has just re-emphasized in another way. That's why I continue to say, you know what has come out of you. Yeah. And another person in your school leaver cannot say he's going to contest for election as of today. My submission this evening on the general field, based on the previous question you asked. I'm sorry if I have to say this. If I'm wrong, I need forgiveness. As an individual, many Nigerians have propensity for corruption. Most Nigerians, if they are given opportunity, you see then they will be very corrupt. I would say most of us that is talking outside the political arena, just because most of us have not had opportunity to be there. Once we are there, things might change as an individual. Then another area is the society. According to one of my lecturers, he said the society bears heavily on the individual. The individual is born into the society, grow up in the society, and die in the society. The mind of person in an esteemed position in the society is too much. For example, if someone is elected as a local government chairman for 3 years, by design, a monthly salary of a local government chairman is around 430,000 naira. 430,000. If this man keep to his normal pay, you see that at the end of 3 years, he cannot even buy a good car or build a house. If he comes back to the society without a car, without a house, what would our people say? Let me say this in Benin language. Whereas he has gone there to do his duty as a servant of the people. Then again, let us move further to the masses. The masses now, because they are so poor, they are not sure of 3 square meals in a day. Then any person that throw trash to them, they will follow. They will follow the person just because they want something to eat. And among these very masses, we have a lot of them that are greedy, very greedy. So they can collect from here and collect from the other place. Another area again is the area of leadership. Our leaders, the past leader, present leaders, but they don't know about the future. That is why we have to provide solution to all these mess we are going through. They have not be kind to the people. They always enrich themselves and impoverize the people. So my solution to all these things, as an individual, we should know that all of us, we have first of all, we have to strengthen the law. The law is supposed to regulate each and everyone's behavior and activities. We have to strengthen the law. That anyone found worthy or that go against the law will have to be punished for it. Because that is the primary reason why people commit crime. If they know that they are not going to be punished for the crime. If you know any crime committed, one has to be punished for it. I think some people you are seeing today, with disease from such crime. How many people that have stolen billions, millions, that have been sentenced to jail? No. The jail in Nigeria today, or the prison, is meant for a conductor who snatch a bag. Maybe that bag you have a tissue paper and handkerchief. But those that stole billion, they are never persecuted. Then in the all of us as a group or in masses, we have to be involved in politics. Then we have to find a way to really renounce or restrain this very all vote must count. That one is what really made Edoma to this. All vote must count. One man, one vote. If this thing is well propagated, you see that you can go and contest election outside PDP or APC and win. Because these two people will now, these two parties have money. But when you are in touch with your community, with your people, with your ward and your local government, they know you, you know them. Go to NRO, CSDP, or any other party, contest. It is you they are voting for. You will emerge as a winner. But the idea that it is a local government election, they are going to write it. If you go outside the ruling party, that is enough. One doctor, enough. But if you remain, if you really study this very one vote, then go to any party, leave APC and PDP. You can win election. Then to our leaders, I think the EndSars movement or protest has sent a message. A bigger message, a message of this type should be continually be sent. That they should understand that they are no longer in the green zone of the masses. That anytime they go outside their comfort zone, they are in danger. And again, if it is possible, any person that is in a place of authority has to make sure that any law or what is happening in his local government, state, or in Nigeria has to follow. How many ministers' children are attending schools in Nigeria? How many? A commissioner of education, his children will not go to a school that is administering over. A minister of health, his wife and children will never attend the hospital he built. And who do you want to put there? Most of the schools we have today, no chairs, leaky roof. Is that how where you are going to train somebody that will come and be a president of tomorrow? That environment? You see, the reason why most managing director appears intelligent than the laborer is that they sit down, study the laborer with the job. Because when you sit down, you think better than when you are moving around with the companies or public companies' activities. You don't have time to think, only to follow the routine job assigned to you. But by the time when you sit down, you think, you can have a better way of doing certain things. That's why most of these other politicians, they are not really idiots. They are very intelligent. They are studying the Nigerian population. They don't know what we want. That's how they have been able to beat their way to the top every time. It is this time around, we from bottom, we have to understudy them so that we can still avoid them, put them aside. It is every time that we have to be used as a collateral damage. It is time we should stand on our own and think right. Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you, Mr. I want to go back to Black Lives. Can you hear us, Mr. Black Lives? Can you hear us now? That's the map. Can you hear us?
Let me suggest something. If you want somebody to talk, then you unmute that person. The rest you have to mute them because I think the whole thing is very easy on my side. I don't hear nothing. That's true.
Okay, I can hear you. Give me 1 second, sir. Let me ask a question. Everybody can hear that.
Yeah, if you want me to talk, you unmute me, then the rest. So we can hear.
Can you hear?
Your voice is kind of very slow.
Yeah, I hear now.
Right? Okay. What I'm going to do now is, can you hear me now? The volume is way up.
Yes,
Can you hear
yes.
me? Can you hear me, right? Okay, so what I want to do...
I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now. Okay, I'm going to mute the rest of us, and whoever is speaking...
with distortion.
Okay, Is that fair enough?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Mr. Blackrice, go ahead and speak, and let the rest of us mute ourselves, please. Mr. Blackrice, go ahead.
You should have the control there. You should have the control where you mute your participant. I hear extra voice. I hear extra
I
voices
got
from
it. It's okay.
from
I'm
the
trying
system.
to.
They're coming.
That's why I'm gonna mute those of us that are not speaking right now, so you can go ahead and speak. Okay.
I mute myself.
Okay, good. And I'm gonna mute myself as well. Mr. Blackrice, go ahead.
Yes, my brothers. We have been talking. I hear bits and pieces of what we talked about last week and democracy in Nigeria. It's all funny. It's funny because we are still blaming ourselves that we are not doing it rightly. The problem is we are building on a faulty foundation. That is where that's where the problem is. If you don't tackle the root of the problem, you not solve the problem. The root of the problem is constitution, is our. That is our big problem. Religion, democracy is what they just put on top, which is shaky. And the people they gave it to experience don't even think in the zoning system, plus the the federal over the whole institution of, where there is no justice, there will be no good democracy.
Hello.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Mr. Igbinoma here. Mr. Iworo, can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Mr. Igbinoma here, can you hear me?
Yes, please. I can.
Okay, you see now he exited because his device is still acting up. I think that's why he's not hearing our voices from here. So I can hear you guys very well. And I believe you guys you guys are hearing me as well, because
Quite right, yeah.
the audience are equally hearing us. That's why they are able to
Commenting.
respond. They are making their
Yeah.
comment. Are you guys
Yeah.
seeing their comments on screen?
Yeah.
I put
Yeah.
their comments out there so you guys can, follow up, because they are listening to you and they are responding, by those comments. If they were not hearing our voices, I don't think they can respond that way. So the people are doing very well. They are responding. They are putting their comments out there, and I'm equally putting it on screen so that we all can see it, that we are doing a good job. And I appreciate them for staying tuned to us. Okay. Now, I said we should suggest, right, the way forward. How do we come out of all this, all this mess? That's the problem. That's the question I was asking. I said we should suggest. We may not have the best suggestion, but it's good for us to suggest. That's why we are here. We are here to enlighten the people. We have the opportunity now on this platform, this broadcast, where everybody is listening to us all over the world. Everybody may not be here right now, but they will have the opportunity to watch the show on YouTube or on Facebook page. And that's the reason why you guys as well should share it to your pages to your friends so that everybody will watch this program. It's very, very important. What we are doing here, people appreciate it. They do. And that's why they are staying tuned. Okay. So I want us to suggest how do we get out of here? How do we get out of here? You know, I don't know what else to say because you guys have said a lot. We all know that it all border around corruption of our officials. Okay. Now, how do we get them out of the way so that those who are less corrupt or who are not even corrupt can be those to lead us? That's our point here, because we already know that Mr. Yahan, I'm gonna put this statement again on screen so that you guys can see. That's what he said. Somebody said about Nigeria. Everybody, the whole world know that Nigeria is corrupt. Everybody in Nigeria is corrupt. They sometimes include those of us speaking right now. Mr. Aworo said, if anybody get in there, the first thing to do is to find a way to get the money they used in campaigns and all that stuff. That is corruption as well. You know, that's corruption. Unfortunately, in Nigeria setup, there's no way you can be elected without spending money. If you do not spend the money, the leaders themselves first will not elect you. The electorate, the people, the impoverished people themselves, who you are going there to fight for, will not even elect you because you are not giving to them the physical cash. That's what it is. But my own point is, how do we get out of this? Otherwise, it's going to be a continuous thing. You know, people will continue to, the wrong people will continue to get there because they had the money. We know that. So, okay, how do we overcome it so that people who are actually determined to serve the people will be elected? That's my point. We should focus our attention on that. How do we go about it? What process? What system do we use? Do we now improvise to eliminate the process that has been bringing all these corrupt touts into the corridor of power in Nigeria? Anybody is open.
It's simple.
Okay,
it's very simple for us. It's very simple for us to do. But our major challenge is that we don't have people among the political class who have the political will to effect the change, because how they got in and how they know they can sustain to also be in the top. That's why some of us are totally in support of what we call the revolution. And that's why the Nigerian political class were totally scared of the EndSars movement, because the way it was going, it wasn't really about SARS. It's majorly about bad government, because the SARS aspect of it is just a little part of the bad government, and that's why they are scared. Because until we talk about revolution, the way everything is in Nigeria now, the political class wouldn't want to give power. When you want to take something from the oppressor, the oppressor will never surrender. We never surrender to you easily. You need to fight. You need to do it with force. That's why we need revolution. After the end of the revolution, that's when we now sit down in the round table and talk of how we want to be led, come together and put a law together for ourselves. Because what we have now when they talk about Nigerian constitution, most times I don't always like to talk about it because we don't have a constitution. What we have is a cut and nail put together paper who is just only who they only put together to just control the people and just enslave them. Because the truth, I have not seen anywhere in the world where they say they put a law together where the something is only applicable to some set of people but not applicable to some. We can never do anything positive about our healthcare system, because the people that say that they are building the healthcare system, they and their children do not use it. When we now talk of the law, they now talk about if you are a political office holder or whatever you can't travel out of the in a country where the president, the governors, or the commissioners, the ministers can travel out of or to other country for healthcare. Why do you think they have the interest of fixing our whole healthcare system? No. In a country where they talk about our education, where their own children do not use, they won't fix it. So until there is a revolution, some of us are just trying to say we'll do sit down. No, it will not be easy, and no of the leaders of any of the region we agree to say let them only sit on the round table and discuss only for that will benefit you and I. The only way out of this mess is a revolution. And that's what the political class are scared of the youth, because they know that the only people who can really champion this thing genuinely for the interest of a common Nigerian is the youth. Because most of the people we have now that are at the top, that we see as elders, they are not the problem. They are not, and they can't provide solution, because a problem cannot become a solution overnight. So these people are already problem to us, whether we like it or not. The other people that we have now that are not problem yet are majorly the youth, not the old people among the political class. So until there is a revolution, where after that will not go by the way of China, where for any political office holder who embezzle public fund, not even jail sentence, you go just a death sentence. Look at the country today. You see why China is moving fast today, the big economy and all that. Because if you go there and you steal public fund, you know no matter what you do, you go in for it. But when you know you can only serve a jail term like the way it is in Nigeria, and you steal so much amount of money, and you know, let me put it somewhere, later they leave me for prison, I'll come out and eat it. They can still steal. But when there's a death penalty, they know that after stealing, they discover, even if it's just 1 cent, that they will go for it, they will begin to think well. So the only way out of this thing is through revolution, not little revolution, true revolution, where some of these leaders need to be put to sleep. Sorry, let me use that word. Just need to be put off of the system totally, where things can only move forward. Without true revolution, whatever thing we are saying now is just like we trying to cut a branch of the tree. So we need to totally put away this bad system, then where we can bring in new one. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Okay. Is Mr. Black Rice, are you back to us? Black or Rice, are you back to us? Are you back to the studio? Okay. Mr. Igbinomaya, are you there?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, what I'm going to do is, if we are about running up, we have been here for a while. The suggestions are okay. We're going to use it to form a topic for next discussion, for next appearance. You know, I will want all of us here to please continue to appear on the program. You know, continue to bring out your suggestions. They are all recorded. You know, so people are listening and they're watching. The only thing is that I know that our elites, those who are leading us right now, they don't even care. But my own take is that how do we get them out of the way so we can have sanity, you know, in that country. We can have, you know, people who are determined, you know, to lead, you know, not just those who are going to be sitting out there and thinking about how to rip off, you know, the people or the government. That's all we are having at the moment. We don't have a constitution. We all know that. I agree with Mr. Idele-Ero on that. And Mr. Blackrest has said that several times. We do not have a constitution. And then those who are in there right now, they are not actually representing us. No, they're not. They are representing themselves and their family. Well, the suggestion I'm asking from you guys is the way forward, okay? So, Mr. Igbinomaya, because we're about to round up, I have another person who just made a very long comment. I'm going to post that also on the screen right now so that we all can look at it as we are talking. Just watch the comments and see their own contribution as well. So our suggestions here are very, very, very useful and helpful to those who are listening to the program. It is being recorded. It's on live show right now on Facebook and YouTube. People are watching. So suggestion before we round up? Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, the host. Actually, my very good friend said a revolution. Actually, Nigeria is a very big country and very many ethnicities. It will be very difficult to carry out revolution in Nigeria and succeed. If you look at the Civil War, it was a revolution at a point. The man that first led the first revolution in Nigeria, Idele-Ero, he never succeeded. Then, by the time the Yoruba are supported, the Igbo will be withdrawing. By the time the Igbos and Yoruba come together, the Hausa will be withdrawing. It will be very difficult for us to have a harmonized revolution in Nigeria because knowledge, education, and understanding is nowhere distributed in Nigeria. The intelligence and the education is concentrated in the southern part. Then some of the things we are doing in the south, the northerners see it as an arrogant one. Before, I determine many areas where the problem lies, from individual society, the masses, the leaders, and the government. The institutions that have to be strengthened, there are a lot of institutions that have to be strengthened. One, the judiciary. The judiciary is the hope of a common man. In Nigeria, it is not like that. The judiciary is dead. How many cases do our judges pass in a month or in a year? A case will last for more than 4 years. The judiciary system is nothing to write home about. Then the electoral system. You can bring in laws that will punish any person bribing during election. Then there have to be a heavy punishment for electoral offenders. Any kind of electoral offender, heavy punishment. And the INEC, which is the umpire, has to demonstrate their role as an umpire, not supporting one party. And again, a leader can come from anywhere. I don't support zoning. Any person who has the requisite with the good mind to lead the country, I will vote for that person. I will vote for that person, irrespective of where he or she comes from. So far, he is in Nigeria. The idea of the after you and me is a corrupt act. It paved room for corruption. You go and take your share. The next time is my share. That is only. I don't support that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Igbinawa here. We are about rounding up the show. Mr. Idele-Ero has exited. Maybe he will come back before we close. Mr. Black Rice is still with us. So I want to give us each of us 2 minutes, 2 minutes each to give our closing remarks. You know, we have been here all day, and the topic is so wide that we cannot exhaust it one day. So we're going to have to come back and continue to, bring up different ideas so that the people will listen, they will hear, and then they will figure out from what we are suggesting the way forward. Thank you so much, and I want to also thank those who have been out there contributing. Churchill Abaz, Yahan, Mr. Thomas Ahirabo, and my brother who went from the U.S. visiting home in Nigeria is right there in Benin. He has endeavored to join us. I'm talking about Rufus Basohan. They are all, they are all making very, very useful contributions from the audience. Now, Mr. Black Rice, please, in 2 minutes, can you give us your closing remarks, Mr. Black Rice? Black Rise. Jah Rastafari.
Tell you that the problem and my own submission is that we should take power from these emirs, especially the emir of Sokoto. Problem, I said, from we have constitution, either we have constitution, that man is part of the attraction of the whether you like it or not, that is the truth. Whatever is going on in Nigeria, for good or for bad, that man alone can do it. That's why I respected Abacha. Abacha single-handedly removed the emir time. Because it was a problem to talk to that one. Leaders from the South. That is why anytime we have a northerner must be a vice president. If we have a northern president, they have always been there. If we need to move forward, we have to get the best from any side. It's like getting this football team. There was a time the football team was just Southerners, and we knew what we got that period. But we started to do quota system, the zoning system, going anywhere. That is the truth. They're not going anywhere. That's right. Power. If Nigeria wants to, if Nigeria must be, that's my submission. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Black Rice. Over to you, Mr. Gunawaya.
Thank you once again, listeners and viewers all over the world. I greet you all. Earlier, I said that today, the Nigerian government and the police, they are celebrating their victory over the EndSars protest last year, which it never went down with some of us. We've seen it as they need it at the board, but this thing is still there. It will still come out. The protest is still there. It will come out some other day. They shouldn't go home and be happy that yes, the youth, they have been defeated. They are going to gather their arsenal. And one thing is, it is not only carrying the arm that you fight war. Like the peaceful negotiation they did last time was already shaking the government of the day. Then when we have a bigger one without arm, I will tell you, brother, we will succeed. Revolution has taken place in many parts of the world, but not with arm, but be resolute for one single thing. And we quite understood that Nigeria society, is a very corrupt society. Practically everybody in Nigeria is corrupt, right from the messenger in the office, the civil servant, the teachers, the police, the army, and the generals, and the political elite, and the leaders, even the legislators. It is the legislator that is really failing in Nigeria government. Governance. It is the legislator, in that they've not been able to come out with any concrete law that will hold people responsible of their action. Rather, they are paddling budget, adding to their own coffer, how to come back home with a big agbada with big money. And that is not what we elected them for. I do hope and I believe that with the message sent by the EndSars protest, Nigeria will continue to learn. They will continue to learn, and we will get there. Thank you.
God bless all of you. God bless you all. I so much appreciate your participation on the Jobran Idele-Ero show. Every week we are here to debate and to talk about the way forward of how to bring about good governance in our country, Nigeria. And we have responsible individuals that are still with us in the audience. They have been making useful comments, and you have been seeing, you have been watching what they are contributing, out of the box. So, and I want to say I appreciate every one of you who has been here with us on this program, the Idele-Ero Show. Today, we had a very, very, very robust discussion on the way forward of our country. We have made useful suggestions at the end of the day, because we all know that our country is corrupt. The individuals that are leading us today, they are all corrupt. And we are looking for a way to set them aside, to get them out of the way, even though they have acquired so much power to oppress the people. But one day, the revolution, the much talked about revolution will come. It will emanate. And then there will be the emancipation of the people. Freedom, remember, it's not free. You got to fight for it. Freedom, I say it again, it's not free. You got to fight for freedom. So that is where we draw the curtain today. And once again, I want to thank Mr. Rufus Obasohan, all the way visiting Nigeria. He has made useful suggestions. Mr. Thomas Ayerabo in the US, in Dallas, Texas, has made a lot of useful suggestions also from the audience. Mr. Churchill Abbas Iyahen as well. And I just have one from a lady, Shola Ogunjimi. I think she's based in Lagos, Nigeria. She just made her own contribution. A lot of people watching today that couldn't say anything. We want to say thank you. Thank you for being part of the Idele-Ero Show. Don't forget to tune in next Saturday for another exciting edition of the Idele-Ero Show. Thank you all very much, and God bless. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.